that we have for the day. Put your hands together for Tianna. T got your keys. Mick.
I feel like a judge for a second there. You know, maybe seated. It's already an amazing event, so I'm just super excited to be the second kickoff speaker for you guys, and we're gonna learn a little bit about TikTok. But before that, I kind of want you guys to know who I am, right? Like, why do I even deserve to be standing here and telling you guys all about TikTok? So, my team made this awesome video, so let's try to watch
Automotive industry. Please welcome Tianna Chanel Mick. At 19 years old, she was consistently the top grossing salesperson, averaging 20 plus units and $10,000 per month in personal income. Tianna is globally recognized for her award-winning website, T Got Your Keys, voted the #1 personal website in the automotive industry, youngest ever NADA convention speaker, awarded #1 influential female car salesperson, TikTok influencer with over 3.8 million views, guest of Brad Lee's Dropping Bombs podcast, graduate of Allies A-List Summit Academy, speaker at the Florida Independent Automobile Dealers Association, True Cars True Talk panel discussion leader concerning diversity, published in Digital Dealer Magazine, main stage digital dealer speaker, Internet Sales 20 Group speaker, and now Chief Marketing Officer at Dealer Center. General Motors Corporate invited Tianna Mick to speak on their behalf on the importance of diversity, realities and economics within the LGBTQ+ community for the automotive industry. Winner of the Woman of Color Automotive Network Rising Star Award, the youngest ever CBT news feature. T Got Your Keys is a known industry name for being an expert at showroom sales, lead and referral generation, customer satisfaction, specializing in personal and business branding. Remember, T Got Your Keys. T got your keys to success.
Woo! My team made that awesome video, so I cannot take credit for that, but so thank you everybody at Dealer Synergy. So first off, you guys kind of heard about who, I guess, T Got Your Keys is, but don't really know who Tianna Mick is, right? Well, I really want to say my name is Tianna Mick Bradley, but the Bradley is silent, because if I did tell you that, then you may recognize me from my father, the entrepreneur, best-selling author, and of course, #1 automotive sales trainer, Sean Bradley. You see, from such a young age, I knew that I always wanted to be successful. Like, I just knew that I just wasn't here for no reason, right? I knew I was here for a purpose. So, I tried to find that purpose somewhere in college. So like most of you, right, I flew through high school with ease, and then college came. And then every day, I felt like my life was a repeat episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. Now, let me explain, right? So like SpongeBob, I was waking up every day, going to my fry cook job. I was in the back. I wasn't a waitress. I was actually flipping the burgers. I was SpongeBob. I was dropping the fries down, making sure Squidward got his meal right. And then sometimes he kind of went to boarding school. He sometimes went to further his education, but he never got it. That was me. I woke up and I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Where's my phone? I took out my phone, dialed the number, swallowed my pride. I said, Mom, Dad, I'm done with college. I honestly don't want to be flipping patties anymore. I want to get a job selling cars, and you were right. I had to tell my parents that they were right. I mean, that's probably one of the hardest things all of us have to do sometimes to this day, right? All jokes aside, I got into this amazing dealership that my parents helped me into. Tim Profit, shout out again, actually started my career there at Savage 61. And I had a mission, especially with all this prerequisite training in the back of my head of car sales can be your own business. My mission was to make car sales my full-time career and to make my full business within the dealership. I did not want to rely on any dealership assistance. I wanted to be my dealership. It wasn't always easy though, right? I mean, look at me. You might not know it, but I'm actually a gay Hispanic woman, right? In a predominantly straight, Caucasian, male-dominated industry, right? It wasn't always easy, but that doesn't mean that it was going to stop me. So what I did was I showed my true authentic self on my social media. That's on Facebook and especially TikTok, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And I ran Google Analytics, Facebook ads, all this cool stuff, but it was about me, right? My brand, who I am as a person. This all kind of worked out because, as you saw in the video, I was able to not only generate my own income at $10,000 a month in my own personal income, I wasn't relying on any floor traffic from the dealership to do this, solely from me. And what I did, guys, isn't new. Everybody's doing it. It's called community brand marketing. Now I'm gonna get a little political. TikTok right now, and I'm telling you guys this right now, we have less than 100 days. TikTok will determine who our next president is. If you don't believe me, go online, see who's running viral on TikTok versus who's not. I'm not gonna say who's who, I'm just saying. People that are using these community brand marketing strategies, especially on TikTok, they are getting viewers, they are getting engagement, and they are getting buyers. Let's go into understanding why TikTok, right? Because there's so many social media platforms, as I said. The difference with TikTok is that they are the largest, fastest growing, and they are not stopping, right? At the bottom here, they have 1.5 billion active users per month. Per month. That's not, in their quarter, a month. That's insane. Just for comparison, it took Facebook 8 years to hit 1 billion downloads. TikTok's advertisements are actually entertaining. 7% your video will be clicked on, engaged with, and interacted with if it is on TikTok versus Facebook. That is a fact. TikTok has a special integration system when it comes to finding the exact customer for your exact video. The difference with Facebook is you can put out a video and it might find me, right? It might somehow come to my page or to my feed. But the thing about TikTok is that they follow each individual user, and they only place that video in front of you if they know that your customer is going to interact with it. Why do you guys care about that? Well, because you're not going to be wasting money, right? A/B testing. That's exactly what all these other social media platforms do. They put your ad out there and they A/B test it to all these different groups of people. Instead, TikTok, they have detailed ad performance analytics that actually, as I said, reach an audience that wants to be reached. So instead of spending all this money on, like I said, having other social media platforms A/B test your own content, TikTok actually knows that, hey, if this ad does really good and people buy from this ad, I think they're gonna keep advertising with us. Doesn't that make sense? So TikTok did exactly that. They're like, we're not gonna put your video in front of someone that we know is not gonna watch it. We're gonna put your video in front of someone that looks like you and buys like you. So for instance, all of my analytics on my TikTok will probably look like me, right? Maybe younger females, that demographic. But everybody else's profile looks completely different, looks completely exact to the user. Knowing that, TikTok then can place your ad in front of them. So cracking the code, because all of this is very detailed. And because TikTok has this, I like to say mastermind, just the way that they integrate the video and the consumer, you do need to know all these details on how to get there. So going back to why using TikTok, in case money isn't important to you guys, it's important to me, but TikTok, their CPC, which is their cost per click, is only $1, approximately $1. That's 80% lower than every other social media. And why is it lower? Going back on what I literally just said is they put your video in front of the people that actually want to see it. Going back to that other statistic that your video will get 7 times more engagement on TikTok versus other social media platforms, it's because 83% of the app's advertisings and users find the ads entertaining. So TikTok knew that, hey, if our customers find these ads entertaining and they're watching them, then you guys are going to spend more money with TikTok. And that's exactly what's happening. People are spending more money with TikTok. Well, let's go back to kind of how I started my career. I was making some really cool TikTok videos, which we're going to see an example at the end. I was instantly viral. And that's what I love about TikTok. And you can be instantly viral too. So the thing about TikTok is they realize that every single user is basically like your own TV show, right? There's the Sean Bradley show. I watch that way too much. Here's the T Got Your Keys show, right? And they realized if every TV show gets more viewers, more users, guess who's going to keep coming back to the network? The viewers, right? So TikTok has literally told its viewers, we want you to be viral. We want you to be successful, and we want you to be popular because that means you're going to bring in more users to our app. That makes sense, right? It makes so much sense. It's almost like, why are they the first ones to do it? Here's 4 little nuggets that you guys can take back with you that are, like I said, instantly going to give you results on TikTok. First one is times. I actually didn't mention this earlier because we were talking about following up with customers. I'm not sure if you guys realize, but there's actually a prime time to connect with a customer over the phone. This bullet is going to be a little hard to bite because that prime time is 6 o'clock at night to 8 o'clock at night. How many of you guys are open past 6 o'clock? Raise your hand. Not a lot, right? So I'm going to use Sean Bradley's analogy because, as I said, I learned everything from him. That's almost like showing up to the Super Bowl, right? And halftime, it's 6 o'clock, and all of a sudden you're like, all right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for the game. See you next year. We have a whole other half. And as you guys know, especially in football, sometimes that calls the game right there, that whole other second half. So, just like there's prime times to connect on the phone, guess what? There are prime times for social media. Just like traffic, social media has a rush hour, right? I mean, we're all pretty much getting up at the same time, maybe clocking into work around 9 a.m., 8:30, right? And then we're all kind of slacking off around that lunchtime. Same thing. Social media has rush hour time. So these are all Eastern Standard Time, so you might have to flip those. But 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., and it's no surprise that we have a 6 to 8, because that's also when everybody's getting home, right? Just got the kids after their after-school activities, and I'm finally settling in. I don't want to answer no phone calls when I'm driving on the way to pick up the kids, right? Now I'm finally settled in. So definitely pay attention to those prime times when you're calling, connecting with the customer, and posting on social media, right? This can work for both. Tags! Oh, this is my favorite. TikTok, you guys can actually go into your TikTok app and actually look up tags, and TikTok tells you how many people are actually looking at that tag. So, for instance, if you have a bunch of Chevrolets on your lot, right, and you really need to get rid of them, and you go to the hashtag Chevrolet, and you only see maybe 150,000 viewers, that's good. But if you do hashtag Chevy, and you see 1.2 billion people are looking at that hashtag, wouldn't you want to know, maybe I should probably use that hashtag Chevy more popular? Yeah, right? You want to know that, right? So that's exactly what TikTok does. They know that you're looking for the tags to get the most results. So they're going to show you guys which tag is getting the most viewed to give you the most results. I mean, it's all built into the system. All you have to do is make an account, and it's all right there. Posting frequency. So just like a TV show, right? Every day, they want you to have new content, because what does that mean? That means you're bringing in new viewers every single day. Now, you do have to be careful, though. They do kind of penalize you because they don't really want to have you spam in your account or anything like that. So I did put a little tip in here for you guys, a little cautionary tale. Wait at least an hour before each posting, because what TikTok actually does is in that first hour, they're bringing us to the last attention grab. They're giving your video a test. And what TikTok does is very important, because I know you guys are going to go back and you're going to want to make TikTok videos, and I see this mistake happen all the time. And I don't want you guys to fall victim for it, because I fall victim to it too until I realized, wait, that makes sense. So let me explain. TikTok runs your video through a test the second you post it. If you do not grab 70% of the viewer's attention within the first 3 seconds, they cut the video. Cut. They're not going to put your video out to any more consumers because they know it's not performing well at all. So, let me show you guys what some of your salespeople's videos look like, okay? I'm gonna count for 3, okay? 1, 2, 3, hey, cut. You're cut. You didn't even get to say hi, you didn't get to say your name, right? So that first 3 seconds is the most vital. So one of the things I would do is, right, you only have 3 seconds to keep their attention. It's like one of those cheesy do not skip buttons on YouTube. Like, oh, don't hit the skip button. Right? Same thing like that. I would say, oh my gosh, do you want to know why the Chevrolet is the new vehicle for you? Let me show you. And then go into the video, go into the vehicle. Or, hey, are you tired of wasting money? Me too. How many people are gonna instantly swipe as soon as they hear, oh, are you tired of wasting money? No, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm tired of wasting money, yeah. Oh, well, you can save so much on gas in this new car. And they'd be like, oh, damn it, they got me. But I just needed to get you for those 4 seconds because I didn't want TikTok to cut my video, right? So that's kind of my little last nugget for you guys is you need to make sure you grab your audience's attention in the first 3 seconds or you're gonna just hit those 200 views. Usually your videos get like 200 views and then it cuts. We're gonna do a step-by-step guide to formulating a dealership TikTok strategy. Quick 10 steps, right? 10 steps. So define your goals and your objectives. A lot of the times when I see salespeople make TikTok videos, they don't think of their audience, right? It'll be another slow day on the lot. Or don't you hate it when a customer never answers? Do you think a customer wants to buy from your dealership if they see your salespeople are making content like that? No, I would not want to. No, and they're not. So because I do want you to create the content, when you create your content, imagine who your audience is, just like a TV show, right? Imagine when they click on this, what do I want the first 3 seconds of that experience to be? Define your goals and objectives, stick to it, and don't be that dealer that's posting, oh, it's slow, oh, it's this, because that's the expectation and the reality that you're giving to your consumers. Understand your target audience. That goes exactly to what I said, right? Remember who your audience is because that's going to dictate the content that you create. Content strategy. TikTok Corporate actually co-presented with me at the last Internet Sales 20 group because my last NADA TikTok session had over 400 attendees and I didn't even know TikTok was there. Like TikTok came up to me and they were like, hey, we saw that somebody was talking about TikTok and we're TikTok. So we thought that was cool. And I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, did you enjoy the presentation? And they were like, we loved it. We loved it. We absolutely loved it. And especially because they gave me these statistics that 86% of your viewers are going to want test drive reviews. About 46% are going to want customer reviews. So that means chopping up your customer testimonial videos and repurposing them for TikTok. Those are super powerful. And I do have those are just off the top of my head. Following after that is create a content calendar. Very frequently we see people, okay, I'll post every day. And then they post like once a week. So let's just start baby steps, right? Let's say, okay, team, we're gonna do a video a week. And then be consistent, be consistent. That's the number one key. That's the number one key, which is the step 10 here. Be consistent. Okay, then once you do once a week, then do 2 times a week, then do 3 times a week, right? It's like going to the gym, right? Let's just start a little, and then we can work ourselves up to every single day, right? Let's just start a little bit. Leverage your TikTok features. That's all the ones that I mentioned, right? The hashtags, posting at certain times. The one that I did not mention is sounds. So one of the things that TikTok uses is popular sounds. And it's super easy. TikTok makes a one-stop shop for you dealers. They literally have an automotive playbook. For you dealers to go, there's a sound ranking, and it literally ranks the most popular used sound to the least popular used sound. Why? Because they know if you guys use that sound, you're gonna bring in more viewers to their app. And that's all they want. They want more viewers to their app. So it's a win-win situation. That's why I love TikTok, because we want the same goal. More views, more engagement. We both want that. So last couple of steps here is analyze your performance, right? If you realize, hey, those test drive videos aren't doing good. Maybe you got 1,000 on the service drive walkthrough, and maybe you only got like 200 videos on your customer testimonial. A/B test it, right? Find out what your audience is on TikTok. And that's why I love TikTok, is because they will help with you. They're not going to work against you. Last but not least, measure ROI, right? So I have dealers maybe spending $500 a month on TikTok, $500 a month, getting them maybe 30 to 40 leads, just $500. And that's not even converting after. And like I said, once you start spending money on TikTok and you realize, wait, this works? What the heck? Where has this been? Why have we been doing this backwards? It's because social media companies know they want you to spend money with them, and if it maybe works, you'll keep doing it. But TikTok's like, no. If we take your money, We're going to put it in front of the people that want to see it. We're going to show you the results, and we're going to keep you coming back. And that's exactly why TikTok continues to be the fastest growing social media platform, is because they know how to work with consumers like us to sell to the consumers that we do want to sell. I do want to go over some success stories. Hyundai actually has the highest, most engagement TikToks account. What they're able to do is they actually have a 98% video completion rate, which, if you guys know, you want your customers watching your videos, but you absolutely want them finishing your videos, right? So on TikTok, and they give you all these analytics on TikTok, they have a 98% video completion rate. For 242 million impressions, they have 3 times the brand awareness, and they have an 8.5 ad call back, meaning that 7 times number that I gave you, they're up to 8.5 times now. This is a success story that we personally know, Brandon Cargozo, and he only spends about 30 minutes a day creating TikTok videos. I mean, if one of your salespeople spent just 30 minutes on TikTok and sold you 30 cars, would you be mad about that? No, right? You'd be like, why are you not on TikTok right now? Stop talking. So Brandon was able to grow and expand his audience by using TikTok. I don't even think this obviously has more views now, because I just updated this. But I think he's up to like 15 million views on just one video. And like I said, he sells 30 cars a month just on TikTok. And it's because TikTok knows you want to sell cars, and if they help you do that, you're going to keep using them. So it's pretty easy win-win. Last but not least, we have a little success story with me. So as I mentioned in the beginning, my TikTok video that went viral, I have about over 5 million views in combined views, but this one video that went viral at 2.5 million, I believe now it's up to like maybe 2.6, 2.7. I was able to sell, in just the 1 month of that video, I was selling 10 cars off one video. And I wasn't even talking in the video. If you guys want to go to my TikTok, it is T Got Your Keys on TikTok. It's still the pinned one there. So I heard somebody on TikTok, good job. So all I said was, I literally was like this. Heard you guys want car buying tips. If the deal's good, ask for free floor mats. Or 3 oil changes. And that was it. Because why? As a would I want to give a customer some free floor mats versus taking off maybe 2 or 3 grand off the deal? Yes. And wouldn't it make it look like I'm actually giving something to the customer versus taking off some profit for me? Yes. And not only that, especially when it comes to our consumers, a service customer is 7 times more likely to purchase where they service. So I will give out oil changes all day. I'll give out tire rotations all day. I'll give out state inspections all day, because, I'll say it again, a service customer is 7 times more likely to purchase where they service. So, knowing that, all of my TikToks are going to be how I can save you money in my service department, because then I'll flip you when you get there. Any questions before I make my last remark, because I know I might be a little bit around time? Yes?
Is it an ad library where you can see ads on TikTok?
Is there an ad library to see like other examples of people's ads? Oh, so if you just go to their account, right? The thing about TikTok is they always have to do the hashtag ad. So just like those hashtags I was talking about, if you want to look at car dealer ad, just go hashtag car dealer ad, and it's going to show you exactly that. But the one thing I do want to mention on the ads of the videos is that TikTok very clearly shows you this is a ad. So it shows you in the bottom. So if you don't see a little tag, so there's no like library where you're like, let me go here and see everybody's ads, right? But they do have a TikTok playbook, which, as I said, if you guys want to come over, I've been more than happy to give you the TikTok playbook. It's from TikTok. And they basically just show you using the hashtags, using the prime times, and all that. Will make your ad better, because you don't really need an example, because TikTok wants your ad to do good. Does that make sense? Like, they want your ad to be successful. So being able to go to the hashtag ad, just go to TikTok, do hashtag ad, advertisement. They're going to show you the most popular videos automatically. So just scroll through those, get some ideas. You can even do car ad, things like that. Make sense? Yeah, of course.
Is editing and putting together your video and like CapCut affect your visibility, edit it together and upload it from TikTok?
No. So the cool thing, he said, does editing a video in CapCut effect versus just editing your video in TikTok. So there's this cool app called CapCut. It's CAPCUT. They actually have templates that they say, select 5 videos and we're gonna automatically make you a really cool video. And it automatically does it for you. Now the only difference is that at the end of the video, you can do 2 options in CapCut. You can just save the video, because they know you're gonna maybe wanna go to Facebook or Instagram or something else. What you wanna do is, it says continue in TikTok app. Once you're done editing your video, you wanna make sure you just go over continue onto TikTok app and save it there. And they did that because they realized people were saving the video, right? And then re-uploading it, they weren't getting that same, because TikTok wasn't realizing, oh, this video is from CapCut, you do want this as a TikTok, you know what I mean? So now they have that integration of, oh, do you want to finish this on TikTok? And you're like, yes, I do. So that's why they made that, which is really cool.
When posting videos, do you recommend more going on your page and hashtags or go direct ads? Because I also know there's where you can pay for views, but from my personal experience with using it somewhere else, it's not very likely because it's more generalized throughout the whole entire country or region. So would you say more for you page or paid advertising?
I would say For You page. And so the question is basically, how is an ad going to do better versus going through like the ad agency side of it, or almost like you can upload a video and you can boost it and you can almost like promote it, like boost it out there. When it comes to putting a lot of big dollars behind, like we're talking about cars, I would say absolutely go through the ad way. However, once it comes to like what I did, right, building my brand in the LGBT community, building my brand especially in like animal advocacy and things like that, then I was just boosting my own posts because that was more organic. Nope, if I'm like, hey, I want to serve the LGBT community, and then you see an ad at the bottom, it's like, it's giving presidential election. It's giving, do you care? So definitely going that route. If it's more personal, I don't want to see like a hashtag ad at the bottom. This is paid for by whatever. Any other questions?
When you were posting on TikTok and selling cars, did you get a lot of out-of-state people, or were they like in your area? Like,
that's a good question. So the question was, when I was posting TikToks and selling cars, was I getting out-of-state customers reaching out to me, or was I getting more local? And the answer is I was getting a mix of both. However, with the people that were reaching out to me maybe an hour, 2 hours away, I was able to qualify them and have my lot guy meet him with the car, meet the trade, they swap, they did what they had to do. Especially when it comes to like you guys posting a video, not really any advertising behind it, no money behind it, and then somebody's just like, hey, I'm 2 hours away, what can you do? I mean, we're all dealers here, right? We're gonna make it work, right? We're gonna figure out how to get that car 2 hours there, 3 hours there. But yeah, and that's exactly, I'm glad you brought that up because that's a good strategy that you have to then implement, right? If we're on TikTok, our radius went from like 5 miles, right? From where our dealership is to like 500 miles now because we're on TikTok. What is your strategy into delivering those vehicles, right? And that's obviously, a situation that you have to overcome, but it's an opportunity, right? You wouldn't have to overcome that obstacle if you didn't have an opportunity.
Does TikTok let you target on zip code?
Yes, so they do let you do radius targeting. Absolutely. They let you do radius targeting. They let you do even things like male, female, just kind of like the standard things on Facebook. But then they also go more deeper into like, age ranges, right? So if this vehicle is better for an 18 to 25 demographic, you can actually target those videos to just be for that audience, which is really cool.
So how would you market or target the subprime in the area?
For subprime, it'd be all about messaging. I would have somebody that I helped saying, here at ABC Motors, I couldn't believe they could get me approved, but here I am and I'm approved. Testimonials like that do amazingly. Or a message from your finance manager. Hey, I helped X amount of people get sold today, and it's because we have 30 working banks and our lenders, and we're willing to, it's just like a normal ad that you would put out. TikTok is just like I said, other social media platforms. Only difference is that they're gonna make sure your video is actually put in front of people that wanna watch it, because they know that when you spend money with them, it actually does something and it means something. So then knowing that, they know you're gonna wanna keep spending money with them. I would say that's all about just personal content. Yes, last one maybe.
What's the best link video
that? Like, what's the timeline?
Definitely shorter the better, right? TikTok says no more than 15 seconds is kind of like that sweet spot. And I know that sounds like, why I can't even say my name in 15 seconds, like what's gonna go on, but that's exactly what the sweet spot is, and making sure that you cut in those little breathings or the, changing to the other car, all those little seconds that you waste on, oh, let me show you this car, 1, 2, 3. Those are an extra 3 seconds that should have been shaved off, right? Especially because our Gen Z, my Gen Z attention span, if it's more than 30 seconds, that's when you're gonna get into more longer form content, which TikTok does pay you for longer form content, but they're more paying you for like 10 minutes, 20-minute videos, right? Because now they're getting into the YouTube space where they realize, hey, if you're watching my video, then you're gonna keep, watching TikToks. And so I would say if you're looking for those short videos, 15 to 30 seconds, no more than that. But if you really want to do long content, then maybe up to a minute, but probably no longer than that. One more question, and then I'll have to get hooped out of here.
Do you really believe that government and TikTok?
I'm so happy you brought that up. So the question was should we be worried that this is going to be shut down, right? So I'm going to give you 2 answers to that and then get out of here. The first one is, even if it was going to get shut down in the next 6 months and you could make an extra $6,000 a deal, wouldn't you do it? If you could go back to 2008 and be like, I'm going to be the first dealership on Facebook, wouldn't you do it? So while we have this tool, let's take advantage of it while it is here, right? But to stifle all of your fears, I did talk to TikTok corporate. I presented with them many times. They are not scared at all. They're not worried about it. If anything, TikTok, they don't see themselves as much as a business as other social media platforms. And that's why other social media platforms are trying to get TikTok out of here, because TikTok knows other social media platforms are A/B testing your own money. They know it's not doing anything. So of course they don't want TikTok that's coming in here giving you all this engagement, all these likes, all this, stuff, because then they know, these other social media platforms are doing it backwards. So not scared at all, it's gonna be here, but if you are scared that it is leaving, take advantage of it now before it is, right? Thank you so much. I will take other questions. Really, one more? Okay, let's do one more.
That's good.
You spoke about rush hours.
Yes.
Advertising. Does it make sense to create a strategy around those hours and advertise in those hours alone?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Facebook or TikTok or both?
Both. I would say, the more the better, right? But I focus mostly on TikTok. However, this is our business, right? What is it going to be, an extra couple $100 to throw it on Facebook too, right? So if you could double your audience, because, TikTok and Facebook, they're separate. If you do Facebook and Instagram, they're kind of they're holding hands, they're skipping down the hall together. TikTok is a completely different entity than Facebook, right? Completely different strategy, completely different people. So if you want to do both, I would say definitely do both. But if you're going to pick, I would say TikTok.
But budget will be structured around rush hours now.
Oh, yes. Just structuring around the rush hours because of the prime time. Same reason why you'd want your BDC or your salespeople to call at that 6 to 8 o'clock time, because you're going to get the most engagement. So why wouldn't you do the same thing with your post? If I knew everybody's on my profile at 8 o'clock, that's when I'm posting, right? Everybody's tuning into my TV show, 8 p.m. Central, right? You always see that on a TV show. That's exactly how you want to be. You want to be that TV show. All right.
Woo.